Hi, it's Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome to Career Coach Office Hours. Tuesdays at noon Eastern, I like to spend about a half hour with people talking about their job search, answering questions about job search, because frankly, I've seen so many people make mistakes over so many years, and I know the skills needed to find a job are different from those needed to do a job. So I'll just simply say, if you've got a question for me during the show, which lasts about a half hour, please put it into chat so I can answer it live. So again, put your questions into chat so I can answer them live. Also, here's something. If you'd like to connect with me on LinkedIn, go to linkedin.com/in/thebiggamehunter. Mention that you saw the show. I like knowing I'm helping folks. Once we're connected, your network is going to grow a lot because mine tends to be larger than most people's. After all, I was member 7653 on LinkedIn. That takes me back to the very beginning. After all, there are more than 1 billion people on LinkedIn now. And I was there at the very beginning. So my encouragement is connect with me on LinkedIn. Also, go to jobsearch.community. I've got video courses, books, and guides there at a flat price per month that you'll have access to. In addition, you'll receive coaching from me, or at the lowest tier, there's also access to the ability to ask me questions. So no coaching at $49 a month, but you have access to video courses, books, and guides as well. I'll also mention for Black Friday, I've already started running a sale. So if you enter for at checkout the term Black Friday 10, you get 10% off on Insider 30, Insider 60, or Insider Bundle courses or services. And if you enter, I believe it's Black Friday 20, you get 20% off of the Insider Premium service as well. The sale ends Sunday night at midnight, December 1st, actually at 11:30 p.m. So you have until then to get a discount for Black Friday for coaching and access to all my video courses, books, and guides for one flat price per month. So again, Insider 30, 60, or the Insider Bundle, enter Black Friday 10, and I believe it's Black Friday 20 for Insider Premium, where you get 4 hours of time from me per month to help you in your career. So I've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to skip the insider moment here. Next month, I'm going to adjust my schedule a little bit because my wife is having surgery on the 17th, which is a Tuesday. So I'm going to be at the hospital with her on the 17th, and I hope she gets through okay. It's open heart surgery. She's having a valve replaced. 4 years ago, she had that same valve repaired, but it didn't stand. It's not important to go into the reasons, but the 17th, I won't be doing a show. I probably won't do one on the 24th or the 31st. Next week, I believe it's the 3rd is good, and the 10th will be good. And then after that, I'll probably be off for the balance of the month. So I'll see, and I'll keep you posted as we go along. So I'm going to skip the job search moment today so that this way I can cover more questions on the show. So let me just copy this one into chat so you can see it. Oops. There we go. Got it copied, and let me get it over to chat. And this question is, why do I see fewer job options than my friends, even with the same search criteria? I have more connections than them. We're all at the same year at the same university with no work experience. Why am I seeing fewer choices than them? Now, there's a number of reasons why this may be occurring. One can deal with how your profile is optimized. Are you using the same relevant keywords as your friends in your profile summary, in your experience, descriptions, and in the headline, which is that text underneath your name? That makes a big difference. Are you using accurate job titles that align with the roles you're searching for? Are you highlighting the most relevant skills for the jobs that you're interested in? For example, in the About section and in every job, you have the opportunity to select particular skills that you are strong in that relate to those roles or that About section. And thus, you may have a different list of items or a different order to the same list of items, and that could be creating a difference. In addition, the quality of your connections versus them can impact what you're seeing. More connections is good, of course, but the quality of those connections matters more. Weak ties, like acquaintances in different industries, can sometimes lead to in a different direction than perhaps your friends are going to. How much engagement you're involved with. Are you actively engaging with your connections by liking, commenting, and sharing relevant comment? Your search settings and filters, your location. Are you searching in the same geographic area as your friends? The job type that you're looking for, whether it's full-time, internship, or what have you. What you can do to improve things is to look at your profile. Analyze your profile and ensure it highlights your relevant skills and experience using keywords from job descriptions. Expand your network. Connect with people in your target industry, even if they're not close friends. Engage with content. Share relevant articles. Participate in industry discussions and comment on posts. Optimize your search using specific keywords in your job search and adjust your location and job type filters. One thing to consider is using the Open to Work feature on LinkedIn, where you set your profile to indicate you're actively looking for new roles. So I've listed a number of reasons why you may be having different results and different ways that you can optimize your profile to get more results. So I hope you found that helpful. Another question for today is, and I'm going to highlight this, bear with me for a second again. Okay, there we go. After the interview, the recruiter told me, email me if you have any questions. We still need to interview 2 more candidates. We'll make a decision by next Friday. Will I get an offer, or is it just a standard end of interview? Well, they told you, let's assume accurately, that they have 2 more people to speak with, and they'll have a choice by next Friday. That seems like a long time off. Like, even if today was Thursday, it's next Friday. So they're spacing out these interviews a lot. And they didn't say something along the lines of, we'll have you back, or we'll decide who we're making an offer to. You did great, or anything along those lines. They gave you a fairly non-committal answer. So, I think this is more of a standard answer for them, rather than you'll get an offer at that time. I don't think there's any indication that they're making you an offer. I think it's pretty clear that what they're saying is, we'll have a decision by then. And it's probably a decision who to eliminate from the choices rather than who to make an offer to. So the long and the short of it is, keep interviewing. Seriously, keep interviewing. Keep trying to reach out to people, so that this way, you're not putting all your eggs into one basket. And if it doesn't work out, you're out of luck. So I'll just simply remind you, connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/thebiggamehunter. Message that you saw this. I like knowing I'm helping some folks. Once we're connected, your network is going to be a lot larger. Also, put your questions about job search into chat so I can answer them live. I didn't mention this before, but thebiggamehunter.us is my master website where I've got more than 13,000 posts on the site in the blog that you can watch, listen to, or read that are going to help you. They're not codified, which is why I created jobsearch.community, where I've got video courses, books, and guides to help you with your search. You can purchase the books and guides through thebiggamehunter.us. You can purchase them individually there or a bundle. In terms of the video courses, you can purchase individual courses or all of them at jobsearch.community. Choice is yours. Whichever one you choose, I'm there to help is really what it comes down to. I want to help. And you'll get a lot of help at thebiggamehunter.us, but it's simplified for you at jobsearch.community. So whichever way you choose. I want to help people. And I've tried to make everything I do reasonable in terms of price so that this way, you can get the help that you need in finding your next job. So, do employers view all job interviews as equally important? Do they assign different levels of importance to different interviews? The answer is you can be rejected anywhere along the lines. That's the fact of it. It's not that one interview is more important than another. It's that you have the opportunity to step on a minefield or a mine in a minefield at any point in the process. So, it's not that they're weighted differently. Everywhere along the line, you can be rejected. And as a result, don't put yourself in the position of ever saying to yourself, it's just the screener. It doesn't matter. Everything matters. Everything can be a cause for why you're rejected. From the color of your hair, the color of the suit that you wear a suit or don't wear a suit, anything is a basis for rejection in their mind, as long as it's legal. So the long and the short of it is, it's not like, no, they don't put different weights on different interviews because you can be rejected at any point. Okay. Is it possible to see who has viewed your LinkedIn profile and when they viewed it? If yes, how can this be done? The answer is yes, it can be done, but with a paid account. With the paid accounts, they will record who has looked at your profile. Now, there are ways that they can obscure that. Some people don't want to be noticed. So there's a way that an individual can block being seen as someone who's looked at a profile. But with a paid account, you can't do that either. But most people don't block who can see that they've looked at a particular profile. So the long and the short of it is, yes, there's a way to do it. It requires a paid account. They'll message you when a number of people have looked at your account. You can then review them pretty easily by clicking the link in the notices field on LinkedIn, and you'll see everyone who's looked at your profile, what they do, all that happy kind of stuff. Okay. Oh, this one I do remember. Are job interviews really hard? So I'm kind of stunned with the question. To me, job interviews are hard when someone's prepared or not qualified, or unprepared and not qualified. Suddenly, because you haven't prepared, you're desperate to pull out answers and get anxious sometimes, or just perform badly and will get turned down. So lack of preparedness makes them harder. Not being qualified makes them hard. If you've never done anything that relates to the job and they're asking you specifics and you're being forced to lie, in order to get past the question, well, that makes it hard. But the long and the short of it is most interviews are not particularly hard if you're actually qualified to do the job. So don't sweat it. Just focus on giving world-class answers to even the dumbest questions, okay? Let's see. Oops, didn't take the right question down. My apologies. Give me a second. Is it right to apply? Bear with me for 1 second. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't copy when I did the copy and paste. Let's try that one more time. Here we go. Is it right to apply for a job that one isn't fully qualified for? Man, I'm doing that because no one is ever fully qualified for a job. Now, the question also comes down to whether or not let me back up. The advice most people give is to show that you're at least 80% qualified. Now, how they measure 80%, I have no idea. But that's been the common thinking for a long time. I think what you want to be doing is to make it clear to people that you are qualified for the role that you're submitting your resume for. And the more information that you provide, the more likely it is that they will see you as being qualified for a role. That's it in a nutshell. Beyond that, it's all BS. And you're kidding yourself if you're fixated on the wrong stuff. So that's my thinking, and let's go on to the next question. Another long question. Do some employers post ghost jobs simply as a way to extract free consulting or advice from unsuspecting job candidates and or as a way to provide their own staff with free training in the hiring process? If so, which employers are known to do this? No way I can answer part 2 of this, which employers are known to do this, because it's really about which hiring managers. We're talking about a big world. It's not a reasonable question to ask, but do employers sometimes do this? Absolutely, they do. I've known of it happening on a number of occasions in the past. Now, that manager has changed jobs 3 times by now. Who did this at another firm. So the long and the short of it is, yes, it happens. And, it becomes a way that they get free consulting, free advice, get a sense of how other firms are doing things. Whole host of different issues surface with free consulting. Thus, if you're giving an answer or having to present at the whiteboard, just simply start by saying, I'm going to give you a high-level perspective rather than go into a lot of depth here. Because, frankly, I don't want to offer free consulting to you, but I want to give you a sense of how I think and approach this. Don't appear nervous as you state that. Just give them a sense of what you might do. And if they start to dig in, simply say, again, I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but I'll share my thinking in analyzing this so that you get a sense of how I would have approached this problem. And that becomes a way that you can deflect off of the free consulting issue that sometimes surfaces and that you don't want to necessarily be involved with, okay? Let's go on to the next question. This may be the next to the last one. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I'll correct it in a moment. How should a decrease in salary be addressed during a job interview? Is this information important to recruiters, or do they primarily care about your current employment status? It matters to them, as does your current employment status. They're not mutually exclusive of one another. What they do reflect, if you're looking for less than what you were previously earning, it suggests desperation on your part. And like in dating, very few people like desperate people in dating. So the long and the short of it is, They care about compensation because they think if you're willing to take a dramatic reduction in pay, you're more likely to leave when the market improves, or if you get a higher offer more in line with what you were previously earning. So that does matter to them. They do care about your employment status and your knowledge and skills. Of course they care about this stuff. So it's not one versus the other. They care about everything. And the person who gets hired is the one that they trust the most. So focus on creating trust with each person you meet with. Okay. Now, again, I believe this is it is the last question. So sorry. Let's continue on. And there we go. Before I put this in chat, if you've got a question for me, you put it into chat, and I'll answer it after I answer this particular question, okay? I wrote a follow-up email after 2 weeks of the job interview, and the response was, I'll be informed when the process is complete. What should I do? Great question. And the answer is keep looking for a job because they're just not that into you. They may come back with an offer. More than likely they won't, because then they haven't really said that they're interested in hiring you. It's been 2 weeks since you actually physically went on an interview, and they haven't gotten back to you and said, hang in there. I got 2 more people to talk with. We'll be back to you after we're done with that round. It's looking real good. They're giving you nothing from what you're saying. So the long and the short of it is very simply keep looking for a job, because you've got nothing here. Not a promise, not a potential, nothing. So I hope you found this helpful. I'm Jeff Altman. Visit my website, thebiggamehunter.us. There you can schedule a free discovery call, schedule time for coaching, find out about my video courses, books, and guides. There's a lot there that's going to help you. Also, connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/thebiggamehunter. Mention that you saw this. I like knowing I'm helping some folks. Once we're connected, your network is going to be a lot larger. Also, connect with me at jobsearch.community, where I've got all my video courses, books, and guides designed to help you. The lowest price tiers do not have a discount, but anything over that, beginning with Insider 30, Insider 60, Insider Bundle, those 3, if you use the code Black Friday 10, you'll get 10% off on any purchase that you make. And I believe it's Black Friday 20, where you get 20% off if you sign up for Insider Premium Services. Hope you have a terrific day, and most importantly, be great. Take care.